Well, so I ordered a new carb for the ET8, tried it out, still having some issues, so I'm just going to tear it apart, give it a whole, just tear it down and check it out from stem to stern here. So I'll pull that plug out, which is in good shape, but this has the lump of super glue around the edge. This is one of the plugs that was seeping around the crimp on the insulator there. Just a dab of super glue is enough to take care of that, and this plug has been fine since then. So if you have plugs that are seeping around the crimp here, a dab of super glue will take care of that. But this has got a lot of oil down in there. I'm probably gonna try to clean that out. I need to remember to grab a can of brake cleaner, because a little squirt of brake cleaner up in those plugs is a real nice quick clean on them. I've rearranged all the bits in this set, so it takes a second to find them sometimes, but I'm just using this alright. First we'll take our there, release the push rods, and then we can pull them out. And we've got the long screws that hold the rockers in place. So get the rest of the head bolts out, pop the head off, and see how filthy it is in there. It runs with so much. The time I had it running, it was so wet. I'm sure it's full of garbage in here. So. My rags stacked, and I'm putting, yeah, it's not carbonized, but it's definitely full of oil. So I think those valves are still looking okay in there. I suppose while I'm at it, I'll just pop these off and look at them. So just pull the push the collar down, get the thin screwdriver under the clip and pop the clip off, and The seat on that valve looks nice and even. And then the brass seat is visible on that one. So alright, so the intake's looking good still. There we go. Gently pop that clip back on there, and then hold the there. Carefully pop that clip off. Pull the spring off, and because both of these valves are fully sprung, we could swap those springs left and right. It wouldn't matter because they're supposed to be tight enough to hold the valve shut no matter what happens with the engine. So there's carbon buildup on this valve. The seat looks okay on that, and the brass seat is still shiny there, so the seats are okay, looks like, so that's good. And then we'll pop this back on. There. So that's all set. Check that out. And then so there's that bit of thread, because remember some of these, my ET1 and I guess the ET8 here had issues with the liner not sticking out far enough proud of the head for it to be sealing against the head gasket. So yeah, so that's that. And the cylinder looks okay, but we'll just pop the piston out. And check it all over. Definitely plenty of oil in there, so that's good. It's got the brass bearings in there. And let's see now. The big end does not fit through here, but it I did get this Loctited in place, it looks like. Okay. And I've got 2 piston rings on there. There. Get that to fit in there. Just push the piston as far back as we can and look. The cylinder's not bad in there, so we'll get this back out. Okay. So I won't pull the piston just because I don't want to, because it doesn't look like the cylinder liner is bad in there. The rings feel good as I push in there. It's sliding, but they definitely are sealing in there, so that's good. Like if I put my, yep, there's suction there. With my thumb over it here, I can flip the suction, and then when I get to that spot, there's enough suction to draw it forward, so that's good. And if I have this at the bottom and I push my thumb on there, I think you can hear the escaping. So that's good. All right. So make sure that that's all okay in there. Definitely plenty of oil. I was afraid maybe running it too fast would cause some visible damage in there, but it's not doing that. So we'll put the head back on. And then I'm gonna give some thought to the valve timing, because the valve timing, or the valve timing. Because the valve timing, I don't know if I'm satisfied with it, and that could be causing some issues. So we'll take a look at that. Just finger tight these head bolts in until we get the rockers in place. Oh. So there's a lot of play in the rockers, and I'm contemplating finding a shim washer to put under this clip. So you can see when I hold it here, can I get this to focus? There is significant gap under that clip, and a shim washer might improve that motion, but that is a thing I can add at any time. But one thing I will do is I'm going to turn this over so that the clip is on the top. And I just had my tiny screwdriver bit for popping these clips off. So clip us off, and oh, is that why I haven't done that earlier? Because this doesn't want to come apart easily. All right. Okay, so these sit like that, and I want to put, this pin was dropped in like this from the top, and I want to put it in from the bottom now, so put it through there, and I just and then now I've got that where the C-clip sits on top. There. There. Push that in place. Okay, head gasket, tighten, 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 circle, and then one more time around. Alright, those are all snug, and if I put the plug back in there, we will hopefully have compression. It's got suction. It is not holding compression the way it should. All right. Yep. when I put that head gasket in, I must have gotten one of those bits of thread under it or something. Alright, let's take this off and look. Yeah. All right. I need to go get a knife to trim this. Trim that off of there so it's not interfering with my head gasket. So all right, went and got a knife. So we can trim those off. There we go. Now, yeah, should have been more careful about that when I put it all together. And then we will put this head back on. And that should be my compression issue, because this copper head gasket is just so low clearance, and like that other ET engine had issues. Is it the ET1? Again, the cylinder liner has to stick out from the body casting, so the cylinder liner is the part sealing against the head gasket. Otherwise it ends up blowing out the head gasket and around the cylinder liner and out into the water tank. If it gets that far, a lot of times it just blows out the top of the head. First time around, snug all these and then tighten, 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 tightened, tightened. All right, now be able to put a plug in place and get there. That is much better. Alright. That should be fine. Alright, now pop our push rods back in. Oh, and they're both freely moving. So, I'm turning, that's bottom dead center. And it's opening the exhaust. And the exhaust, you can see right here is when it's switching to intake. And I think what I want to do is change this timing to be change this valve timing, because you can see it holds both valves open at the same time. Alright. Alright, that was the wrong direction. So, loosen this up. Rotate the flywheel toward me. Okay. Oh, that is somehow wildly incorrect. Alright, try again. That is 180 degrees out. Alright. Exhaust is opening on bottom dead center, and then it rotates around. Top dead center, it's already opening the intake valve for intake, and then it closes. Okay. Alright. I want it to close. Which way do I want to rotate this when I loosen it? So there's my stub, and I want alright, I'm gonna hold there. Okay, so exhaust closes, top dead center, and starts to open the intake. The intake is just closing now. Alright. Alright, exhaust just closed at top dead center. Intake is opening now, and intake is open, and it's closing just past bottom dead center. Alright, I think that might be because bottom dead center there, it's cracking the exhaust valve. I think that might be what I want for timing, because the cam lobe's starting to open. Like right now, the cam lobe has both valves half open, and this is top dead center. And I kinda like want the exhaust valve to be fully closed before it gets to intake, but we'll call that close enough. Well, maybe I can make that a little bit. Okay. Exhaust. There's nope, I don't like that at all. All right. Exhaust. Both halfway, top dead center. All right. We're going to try that and see how it works. Hopefully that means we'll get well, we've got compression and bounce back, so we'll see if that does the trick. And hopefully we'll have the ET8 running so I can do some stuff with it.